I've been asked to look at this a couple of times, so we're going to look at it real quick. We might not watch the whole thing, but I've been asked to do it a couple of times, so I'm going to just to say that I have looked at it. All right, we are all quite nervous about Veilguard, very nervous, and I personally don't want or need to look at any of the videos they're putting out now prior. I mean, I'm locked into buying it because I'm basically the guinea pig for us. I'm the guinea pig that's going to test it out. But they released a couple days ago this high level gameplay video, and some people keep asking me, have you looked at it? Have you seen it? Can you talk about it? And this is the stream where we look at this stuff. And since you guys are both here and you're into this, let's watch a few minutes of this and let's see how it looks. So here we go. Dragon Age Veilguard, high level word gameplay, brand new Veilguard gameplay. So let's take a look. And we will comment. All right, this is an introduction. High level combat footage has been edited for brevity to avoid major spoilers. I appreciate that. We're going to Weishaupt? Oh man, I don't want.
I thought that's in Ferelden.
No, it's in the far north of Thetis, is where it is. Weishaupt is like way, way, way north.
Oh yeah, but that's the north of
not north of Ferelden. It's just like north of the continent.
The far north.
Yeah, but so I don't want that spoiled. Or maybe it's just a attack from Galen Nane and her archdemon. See, this is spoiling. This is spoiling for me. I didn't know this shit. God damn it. This is why I don't watch this shit.
So archdemons are just like a thing that just happens randomly in this game then.
I know. I hope not.
I mean, there are only fucking 3 of them left, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. All right, so this is the rook that has been custom in here. Some sort of elf. Looks like an elf. Fine. I don't care what it looks like because every rook is customized.
It's an elf that is like short and stocky, even though elves in this world are thin and tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so
well, they're not that tall. The elves aren't that tall, but yeah, they are thin.
Yeah, they are thin. Well, maybe it's just the gear. Maybe it's the gear. Like, let me take a look. I haven't looked at the. So this is your inventory. Basically the same, except looks like you got 4 accessory slots. You still have 4 accessory slots. So yeah, gear looks the same with an extra thing. I don't know what this is down here. Maybe it's your alt weapon.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Maybe it might be your alt weapon. All right. Abilities and runes.
Because you got like you got like a helm, armor, and then
I'm guessing it's like a slot where your arch would go, your archery or wherever you could probably put your bow.
2 rings, shield.
Yeah, I guess 2 rings.
Yeah,
you're cutting out a little bit, Sammy.
Yeah, maybe it's a ranged weapon.
Yeah, I think it's a ranged weapon. All right, so abilities runes, assign abilities and an ultimate attack before jumping into battle. I don't like the idea of an ultimate attack. I don't like that. Maybe I'm just being overly judgmental. Maybe I'll come to like it. I'm a little sore about the gameplay changes since I'm playing the original games right now. Grappling spear. Now, again, I'm not going to complain about how this is not a very pretty elf because we know the sliders are crazy in the later Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age 3. So there's a lot of freedom to make your character look like stuff. So I'm not going to complain about that. It's a very plain Jane looking elf. I'm not going to complain about that until I experience the character creation for myself. All right, so a bunch of different, I guess that's the rune equipping now. So it looks like they have rune equipping like this instead of having to go to somebody and do it. I guess. I mean, it's not bad. It's just different. It's just different. All right, let's all right, skill tree. That's a little. All right, so it looks like they've gone the way of. I mean, they did this in They started this in Dragon Age 2 with the skill tree, the circle. So it's not really that different. It's just looks like every other game now is what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a Final Fantasy game, or
Yeah.
or fucking
Yeah.
any other generic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Dragon Age 2 had it started its own skill tree section, and you had to, go along to unlock certain things. So they've had a skill tree, but now this looks like every other one. This doesn't look unique anymore. It looked unique in 2, and it looked unique in Inquisition. This is not unique anymore, and that's unfortunate. So they have to have you get. Well, yeah, that's no different. I mean, it's no different than in the original what I'm doing right now, where you have to get this stats or certain skills to make that shit work. So I'm not necessarily averse to having something like Heavy Armor Master. I'm not exactly averse to that.
Yeah, this isn't like anything special, like you were saying. It's kind of a generic skill tree, but I don't find anything about what I'm seeing here particularly objectionable either.
No, it's basic. Is what it is.
Yeah.
And my only complaint is now it looks like everything else. That's my complaint. It looks like everything else. And Dragon Age had its own look. So let's go forward a little bit to the next part here. Inventory. Okay, great. Inventory. For this build, you'll want a full set of heavy armor, active. Yeah, fine, whatever. Let's move on. Inventory. Okay, all right, companions. Let's look at companions.
Surprised they're letting you choose which companions you got with you if you can't control them.
All right, so this is the Grey Warden elf that they got in. I don't. Once again, we talk about it. Doesn't matter if he's black, but we know why he's black. Is the thing. We know why he's black, and that's the annoying part. He might end up being a great character. I don't know.
Could be.
He had a different hairdo though. That hairdo is just retarded. For a fantasy game.
Like we didn't hardly see any Grey Wardens in except for a couple of like cameos and shit in Dragon Age 2. So when Blackwall shows up in 3, like you fall for it like everybody else does until time comes where the truth comes out and stuff. But Blackwall turned out to be a really great and well written character. So I mean, I'm not saying anything about this guy till I see more about him.
Yeah. I'm simply making the simple comment that we know why he's black. We don't care if he's black. We just know why he's black, and that's unfortunate. That I even have to make that comment. That's unfortunate, and that annoys me. That my mind works that way now because of the past 6-7 years. That just bugs me. All right. Let me ask this right now, since we're seeing it. How do you guys feel about the design look of the characters right here? Because it's got a different squat. Feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They made him look a little, I don't know, compressed. The art as a whole, I don't mind it. The look of them, but I do agree that they do look a little squat for the characters. That's what I'm saying when I said tall, like elves. It's almost like they compressed them, the character models.
Yeah. Well, because historically, the elves are taller than the dwarves, but they're not taller than the humans, who are also not taller than the Kunari. Like there's your scale right there. But the elves weren't like midgets by any means, weren't quite as tall as humans were.
Yeah.
As opposed to like Tolkien, they're fucking taller than everybody.
Yeah. I thought they were a little taller than the humans. Like for the most
they're not.
That's my recollection.
They're about like some of the. I think it depends. I think it depends on the elves. I mean, whether it's city elves or Dalish. I don't know. But I mean, when you got to Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, they definitely made the elves slighter.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
Fenris in particular is actually very, very slender. He's a lot more slender than the ones in the first one were. Like the more the elves were more notably defined in Dragon Age Origins by their facial features rather than their body type.
Yeah. Now, remember, we've only seen elves in Ferelden and Orlais. Kirkwall and in between kind of counts as both. So maybe elves from different regions are bigger, a little bulkier. So,
well, I would give you that, except that Fenris was an escaped to Winter slave. And then you've got the Felicia Day character who was Kunari. She was from
Parvalan,
which is even further north. So I don't know that, and she's also very, very slight. Whatever you feel about the actress side, that character's design was just as slender as all the other elves in the game, but she was from like even further north into.
Well, I'm just trying. I'm different, maybe different regions, and I don't know. And we have never seen a black elf before in the games. This will be the first time. And Varric is not a. He's not a playable. He's not a cat. He's a cast member, but he's not one of your team. Our theories are that we have one of two theories. One, they're going to kill off Varric, which fuck them if they do. Fuck them in both ears. Or he takes on the role of kind of caretaker of the crew, of your team. He's kind of going to be an overseer and run things for you out of your base and shit like that, which I would be fine with, because we're kind of beyond Varric's team at this point, you know. So I even though I would love to have him be a part of it, and also they break fucking Bianca.
Sure, but and which of course he's not going into combat without Bianca. Yeah. He's just not going to do it. But I would say that like if they do kill off Varric, which I think they're going to do, because I think that's exactly the kind of fucking game this is so far. But if they don't, if he does the other thing, I would be fine with that, because like who the fuck else is going to tell the story? It's got to be Varric.
Yeah. So
wouldn't it just be the thing that like they got little notes that pop up if your team's not diverse enough? So, like, you sure you want to go into battle without a female on your team, or a female identifying character on your team?
I was on Clifton's Friday stream last week, and we talked about this a little bit. And Anna said that something she read, that at some point the characters are going to leave your party, and you have to go find them and get them back when they do their own thing. And I haven't seen that, so I cannot confirm that. So, because Anna's into Dragon Age as much as we are. So I cannot confirm that, and that would be kind of annoying if I have to drop everything I'm doing and go retrieve one of these people who I have no attachment to yet. So all right. So
I mean, you had character specific quests in the other games too, so this might just be like a variant on that.
Which is true. I just don't. If they suddenly leave, especially if I have my favorites that I want to keep using, because I kind of feel like there are going to be several on here that I'm not going to want to use at all at this point, just by looking at them. So we'll find out. Let's keep going with this. All right. So you're choosing your party. Oh, it's it's true. It's only a 3-man party now.
Well, that sucks.
It's not a 4-man party anymore. I don't like that.
No, that limits your travel dialogue options. I mean, assuming they still have that, that limits all kinds of shit. It limits your versatility, on the field.
Oh man, that really that sucks. Anna had said that too on Friday, and I hadn't seen that yet, but now here we are. It's only a 3-man party. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's that blows. I'm not happy about that. That's not cool.
I'm not
going back to DAO. Like, I would win and Morgan in my party at all times, so I had one DPS mage and one heal mage, and then I'd have like a rogue in my party. I don't know. It just kind of depended on my mood who it was, but most of the time it was Liliana. And then I would be the warrior, and I'd go and fuck shit up in their face.
Yes, I mean, right now,
and that was my preferred setup.
I was doing variations on that for the longest time when I started until I got worked out. It was me, Alistair, Morgan, and Liliana. And that was working well because
Hmm.
I had Morgan basically being a ghetto healer. And then once I got Win, it was
Yeah, Wynn's a
me.
much better healer.
Win because Morgan can't be a spirit healer because she's already got her second her advanced class as transformation. Shapeshifter. Sorry, shapeshifter. So once I got Win, if I wasn't forced into it for the story or by accident, I was running me, Alistair, Win, and Liliana. Because Zevran doesn't come with lockpicking. You have to level him up to it. And so Liliana already had it maxed out, so I wasn't going to level Zevran up for that on this playthrough. Was because I didn't have infinite money this time. Couldn't just buy everything and get it up to him there quick. So I ran with that in general because it was the best rogue around it. Because I'd rather have Alice there to tank shit so that I can be free roaming DPS and do whatever I want.
Shale makes a pretty good tank too.
I tried her. She didn't the way. At least I tried her. I had her go full tank this time because when I did the Anvil of the Void, it was me, Win, Ogren, and Shale. And I had Ogren as kind of half tank, half DPS, and then I put Shale as full tank and Win as healer, and it sort of worked. And I didn't really
You got to
enjoy
piss her
Shale
off first. You got to piss her off first. The best way to do this is with this is a gift item that's part of the downloadable gift day package or whatever.
Gift.
But the uncrushable pigeon makes her angry, and she is much better at taunting and smashing the shit of things. Plus, it enables extra bloody kills for her.
Okay, see, I had it, but I didn't give it to her because I wasn't messing around with them. But yeah, so
those crystals that she grows, like you can swap out crystals instead of armor for Shale.
Yeah.
With the pigeon sits on her shoulders, and all the places those crystals normally would grow are covered in pigeon shit.
That's funny. That's funny. So I did do that, and I broke my usual patterns because normally I do Liliana as melee. I did her as full range this time, so she was kind of in the back the whole time. So everything worked out fine. But for the final push, I went for the Battle of Denerim. I went with me, Alistair, Morgan, and Win. That's always my go-to team for that because then I have tons of healing, I have tons of DPS, I have tons of crowd control, and when we never die. Normally, we don't die unless they decide to do something stupid. But that there's versatility with a 4-man team. A 2-man team, it's basically now my guess is considering you're not in control of these guys and they're doing their own shit. The game's healing is primarily going to be potions again. It's going to be like Dragon Age 3, where your healing is a lot of potion based and not necessarily magic based like 1 and 2. So you might not need an actual full on healer. But because out of these guys here, none of them are healers. None of these are mages. We have one mage and he's a necromancer. Emmerich's a necromancer.
No, I'd be willing to bet that your Grey Warden there is a tank, straight up.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, right now, Bellara probably she's a ranged. So we saw she has bow and arrow. She's DPS, range DPS. Davrin, he's going to be a tank most likely, and even if he isn't, I would make him a sword and board tank. Obviously, Emmerich, he's necromancer. I don't know what that's going to mean because we haven't seen that class yet in the game. Not really. Harding,
it was touched on in 3 with what's his name, but yeah, it's just death magic. He's going to be it's probably going to be where you're going to find like walking bomb and things of that nature.
And I don't usually play like that. I don't use those spells. So Harding, she's range DPS. Lucanus, he's gonna be he's a dual wielding crow. He's like Zevran basically. Neve, she is a mage. She's in what?
Probably less horny than Zevran.
Oh, less horny. Yeah, probably less horny. Neve, she's going to be a mage. We saw that. And Tosh is a DPS. So there's no healer here. So it looks like they're not. You're not required to have a holy trinity. It looks like. Therefore, But it's still, I'd rather have 4 people. I don't like the idea of 3 people. I mean, 3 people is not unheard of. I mean, Final Fantasy VII
I wonder.
had 3 people, but go ahead.
Sure. Well, I wonder if you can't control your characters, are you also responsible for healing them? Do you limited healing items? Are they shared in the group like the previous games have been, or is it just applied to your main?
We might see it here. We might see it here in this demonstration. My guess is going to be shared, like it was in Inquisition. That's kind of my guess, or can be. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Right gear and the skills, and the team sets off to find their allies. Soon they are met with resistance by the Darkspawn. I'm assuming that's an archdemon. Looks like they've redesigned the Darkspawn again.
Yeah.
No, these are ghouls. These are ghouls. They're not Herlocks or Genlocks. These are new ones. Well, all right. So at least they're showing. So right there, obviously they still allow some level of tactical because the battle paused, and it allowed you to look at shit. So, this feels like this is on console right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is what they talked about: combo opportunity. And that's what you do. That's how you work with them. So they're going to, I mean, listen, like I said earlier, it's not the first time. Having your companions be AI controlled, that's nothing new. I just played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake and Rebirth. Your companions are AI in that one. And you equip them and you have they're going to behave on their own. But you can always swap to them and control them as necessary. That's not the case in this one. You're just your hero, your rook. So looks like they're going to choose the combo to attack those ghouls. Right, so I appreciate that there's still some level of tactical play here. Okay, at least it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Ghouls are joined by Herlock Spikers. Okay, that's a new type of Darkspawn, which I don't have a problem with. Do Darkspawn. Makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This person can't play very well.
Yeah, you can see those coming from a mile away.
High level.
With the successful parry, the fire resolve passive skill activates flaming weapons. Melee attacks will now do fire damage instead of physical. Okay. That's all right. I appreciate that. Terrain, use terrain, knock them off. I appreciate that. Shield throw. That's new. Well, I know. I'm probably gonna be a rogue, so I can dual wield swords. I've never been a fan of sword and board in Dragon Age. I'm just not. I don't like it. I've tried it. I just
you used to be able to dual wield swords as a warrior.
Well,
yeah,
in original,
later,
original,
I think. Yeah, I think you have to get stronger.
Yeah, well, you can do it right away. You have to max out your You require dexterity to get to use 2 swords. You have to max it out on the tree there. Expert dual wielding or master dual wielding at the end. But in Dragon Age 2, they separated it. Warriors can only use great swords or sword and board. Rogues can use 2 daggers or stuff like that. And in Inquisition, again, warriors are either using great sword or sword and board, and rogue. Now in Inquisition, rogue is just a killing machine, and I love it. I'll be doing another rogue playthrough when we get to Inquisition probably in a few weeks when I get to that in my playthroughs, because I am going all the way through them all the way to Veilguard. So I'm replaying everything.
You heard it. Adam's going all the way.
All the way, baby.
Who's going to be the taker?
No protection.
Dermy's on me.
Ew. All right. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. So wait a minute. You can command them to do shit.
Yeah, looking at the sides of there, it looks like you can to a more limited degree, but yeah.
It's limited. All right. So you do
You
have
can't
some
switch to them, apparently, but you can give them command.
Now, honestly, I only ever switch to get them out of harm's way, most likely, or if I really want them to use a heal. But since healing's not a thing anymore outside of the original and DA2, and it's not an issue. So what the hell was that game director talking about? That it saying, "Oh, they'll do their thing." Right there, we're watching them. You give a command to attack a target, I'm fine with that. As long as I have some ability to control them in the field and give them directions, I can live with it. May not be as the way I wanted it, the way I liked it in previous games, but as I have some ability, that qualifies as what I said. It doesn't break the game, and I can adapt and I can move on and not obsess over it and feel like shit. So I'm okay with that. I don't love it, but I can live with it, and that's all I'm asking for. I just want to be able to live with it. All right, there it is. So you can have them either both attack or dual attack, it looks like. That's what these look like here. Work with each other. And obviously, you can select their abilities with combo opportunities and other shit.
Yeah.
So, I know what I think they did. I think that they've obviously simplified skills down to combo opportunities is what it looks like. All right. What is that? Is that an ogre?
It's big, whatever it is.
Greater ghoul. That's a greater Hurlock. Okay, so these are new types of darkspawn. I'm fine with that. Now that was obviously a time jump because there was an edit there. All right, stagger mechanics are nothing new. Just like other games have stagger mechanics, that's fine. Buffs, debuffs, crowd control. You've mastered your core abilities. Now it's time to face off a variety of enemies all at once.
Character animations are pretty smooth.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I don't see anything wrong with the game movement. The game looks fine.
Yeah, aesthetically, it's a good looking game, but I'm more interested in the playability and stuff like that. Like I still looking at Origins, it looks rough, but I still would want to play that.
Rook and their companions, go fuck yourself. You obviously have a woman there. It's obviously a female elf. Take a fucking idiot. Rook and her companions can also deploy different tools such as AoEs and uniquely manage various enemies. One example of a buff is Lucanus's Adrenaline Rush ability, which enhances Rook's damage stats. Daverin has Heroic Strike, which applies an overwhelm debuff and causes the target to take additional stagger. All right, so did that say combo opportunity there? Hold on, let's go back. Did that say combo opportunity? Or did they just tell him to do that? All right, so that doesn't say combo opportunity. There, you can command them to do their abilities. It's like Mass Effect. It's like other stuff.
I wonder if it's the kind of combos. Yeah, back in the day, like you'd have, one person would apply, like say, stagger to an enemy, and another one would, smash them, and the two abilities together created a bigger critical hit kind of thing. I wonder if that's more what they're talking about with combos here.
Yeah, it looks like this game is going to be very reliant on taking advantage of basically rock, paper, scissor weaknesses and vulnerabilities and creating stagger and debuffs. I mean, a lot of games right now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth remake included. I'll use that as the latest one of the latest examples. Staggering is massively important to stagger enemies and get opportunities for extra damage, stuff like that. I'm fine with that. I just don't know if Dragon Age needed it. It had its own unique style, and this is just another example of it sounds like they're just making it like everything else. And
yeah,
I don't hate it, but Dragon Age was unique, and I liked it being unique. So So let me look for a second. So I'm looking at my HUD right now. It's the first time I actually took a moment to look at the HUD. So clearly, here's your health. Here's your pots. 2 of 3. I don't know what this is yet. This looks like some sort of stamina bar. Or this is maybe yours. I don't know. Here are them. It's very Mass Effect 2-ish. And Mass Effect period, because you couldn't control. From Mass Effect 2 on, you didn't control your companions. They were on their own. They did their own shit, which is why I'm not offended by this. I'm annoyed, but not offended. I don't see their health bars anywhere is the thing. I don't know what my companions health-wise look like. Obviously, this is the standard. If you're on a console, the standard quad layout for your skills and abilities, which on console can get annoying because you run out of stuff, right? Right now I'm playing on keyboard and mouse for the PC version of Origins and soon to be DA2, and I've run out of hotbar space now for everything I kind of want to use. So even with keyboard and mouse, you run out. So it looks standard. I don't know. I don't know what this icon means. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. But I'm sure there'll be something to tell me my campaign. Because right now, there's Davrin. He doesn't have a health bar above him, so I don't know what his health level is. And do we even worry about their health?
I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah,
I don't think you're supposed to. I think the companions are there to assist you, and they're there to be part of whatever fucking plot line's going on. But the only health you got to worry about is yours.
Yeah, maybe if you can't take control of them, it's they just stay alive. It's if you die.
I mean, even Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, you still have to worry about the health of your companions. That still mattered. So if you're just worrying about yourself, that's easy mode. That's simplifying the game for a lot of non-gamers and maybe games journos, because they said in their interview, in these interviews that our testing found that they had trouble managing. Oh yeah, they definitely have simplified everything for games journos, which is shit. And the people currently the final team in charge of this game are very games journo friendly. These are not people making a game for gamers. And I guarantee the people that were testing the game in the end stages were not real Dragon Age gamers. They were games journal friendly. So when they complained, oh my God, why do I have to manage these other 2 characters? Why can't I just focus on Rook? It's so much easier. Okay, yeah, we'll just have you worry about Rook. Yay, yeah, all right, fine. But it's not game breaking. It's annoying. It diminishes. But it's, for me at this moment, watching this, it's not game breaking. It's not game breaking. A lot of dodging going on. Rook is getting attacked on all sides. Command Lucanus used Abominate to knock them down. All right, so you can command it. That idiot doesn't know what he was talking about. You can command them officially. And obviously, we're watching a very tactically oriented battle here, where you're having a lot of shit going on. So the tactical play is still there. It's just different than what we grew up with Dragon Age. It looks like.
Yeah. Get over here.
I was thinking that too. Primers, detonators, ultimates.
Okay, so primers and detonators that we were talking about with the various abilities with different stat debuffs or whatever that combine to create an even bigger thing.
Mm-hmm. And ultimates, that's just limit break for common terminology. That's just a limit break. All right. Assess situation and determine which primer detonators work best. Command Davern to taunt. All right. Tell your tank to taunt. I'm okay with that. Now, what it looks like here is, though, now, of course, we don't have access to all the menus and shit. I wonder if there's any sort of AI programming like in the other games for the rest of the team. Because that was one of the things that Dragon Age was unique in. AI program the rest of your team to behave certain ways. But we'll find out.
I don't hate the battle music.
No, I don't. No. The overall feel is fine. I mean, let's be honest, we're being overly analytical and critical of the little things that they've changed that we're used to from what we know and love. And we have every right to, because we are the original fan base. We're the core fan base. We're the ones, and me first on the front line of this in 2 months, who are going to play this and be the ones to say to a lot of those who are very hesitant to get into this of the old guard. There are some people who don't follow anything and are just going to jump right in and consume. And that's fine. But those of us who are in the middle of everything that we do, we're aware of this stuff. There are those who are going to wait to see what we have to say. And
sure,
us having this discussion right now,
I just think that,
Go ahead.
Well, like you've been pointing out, things that appear to be good, as well as like we're not just tearing this down for the sake of tearing it down because we heard some shit we didn't like. We are paying attention, and we are seeing things that are good about it as well.
We're being objective, is what we are. We're being objective, which is what we're supposed
to
be.
Trying to. I really want to just go cry, but
I know I'm being objective. I'm not faking here. I am generally mostly okay with these things, and I'm nitpicking things that I'm specifically thinking about because I'm playing the actual old games right now. I'm in the middle of playing them, and I have my feelings and what I like, and I don't like change. I want things to stay the same, and the mechanics of Dragon Age, as they were up to Inquisition, were not broken. They still worked. And I just don't think this is a simplification and an over glance at the moment, a broad glance without having to get my hands on the game. It's an unnecessary simplification for a section of the gamer base that suck. Let's say it, they suck.
I think that video games have, with movies, it's a lot of anything to do with criticism is going to be solely story based. Video games are one of those things that has to have two things: the story and playability. So far, playability, what I'm looking at, it doesn't look the worst. I'll judge it when I'm actually the controller's in my hand and how it feels, how I'm using it, if that all works out.
Yeah.
But I still have major reservations about the story, just because of we know who was on the creative team, what they've been saying and stuff.
Yeah.
like I said, right now my hope that what I'm guessing is going to happen is I'm going to play it. I'm going to think it's decent. The story I think is going to be worse than the gameplay by far. But like I said, I think what is going to come of it is I'm just going to want to play the originals, which is like I said, why I'm preemptively doing it.
I've said before, I'm hoping for a Bo DeMeo situation where he said some stupid shit before X-Men 97 came out, and it turned out to be widely well received as a story. And here's what I kind of think. I'm just guessing right now because the he, she, it that got put in charge of this at the very end, it's like the fourth person got put in charge of this game. The game was probably largely done before he got involved. And I kind of want to hope that whatever the story was set in stone long before him or anybody else that might have monkeyed with it too badly could change it horribly. And I don't think this is the original game that we were going to get at all. I don't think this is the same game we were going to get when it was Rise of the Dreadwolf. I don't think it is. But like Devil said, I right now I'm hoping for just a decent story that doesn't break the franchise so that we can get a future game made in the coming resurgent era of them not catering to DEI and ideological shit. That's what I hope. And it doesn't take another 10 fucking years. Act like crystals are free, gathered up in a group place. That's AoEs. Whatever.
Well, you freeze them and then you have your warriors smash them.
Yeah.
Or do that.
Yeah. I mean, they've turned this into a very action RPG game now. I mean, Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age 3 took it more and more in that direction, but this is a lot of just hacking and slashing at this point. Ultimate attack. We're going to destruct the old attacks. Limit break.
That's a meteor.
Good for you. You dodged it.
The hacking and slashing thing, it has its place.
Yeah.
And it can be awesome places in Diablo.
You're not wrong. I mean, like I said, 2 and 3 we're pushing it more and more in this direction. It's just this feels like everything else now, which is not inherently bad. It just, as I've been saying, it removes the uniqueness that was Dragon Age. I see all these barrels there. Why aren't we using those barrels? Using the environment. Come on, get creative. We almost don't. What's left of this? Looks like it's just more of the same. It's just more of the same. It's just them. They're going to run around hack and slash. I don't see anything. There's nothing additionally being said. So there it is. Well, I was asked to watch it. I'm glad you guys were here to critique it. I think we were pretty fair with our analysis of this. I mean, I'm not excited.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I don't. My level of excitement, dread, has remained the same. I'm no. The balance didn't tip. One is not greater than the other. I remain in that state of I'm going to need to wait to see. I need to get my hands on the game, and see what it's like. So that's that.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I don't feel excited, but it like my shit's not even at half mast, but I'm not as depressed about it anymore. And I think that might have something to do with like just abject despair and losing all hope. But maybe it's just because it's not quite as bad as what I thought it was going to be yet. So
well, I mean,
we'll
here's
see
the thing.
how it happens, but it's not getting me hard.
When Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition were coming out, I was so excited for both those games. Yeah, Dragon Age 2 came out and it had a massive bug that I had to wait over a month for them to fix before I could finish, if I get back in and play it. I had to restart it too because the bug was baked in from your file. But I was so excited for both those games when they came out, and I enjoyed them both very much. Some people despise 2, some people despise 3. I like them both. I always have a lot of fun when I play them, and I'm gonna have a fun playing them in the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a great time. I don't feel that, and there are some people out there who I've spoken to. They've come in my chats. They are super excited for this. I'm happy for them. Maybe they're not mired in the pop war like we are. So,
well,
and
I hope they get a great game that's everything they want it to be. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah. So I'm not excited right now because of all this stuff. So we'll see. Well, we got 2 months, roughly a little over 2 months. It'll be streamed on this channel, guys, for the first session. When I do it, we'll be right here because I want to try and at least get my money back from Super Chats. I'm a grift. I'm going to at least try and make my money back. Then that session will be uploaded. It'll be recorded and uploaded to the gaming channel. And going forward, all sessions will be on the gaming channel, Renaissance Nerd Arcade. Link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.